So you're back for more tips about Magic the Gathering. After watching my previous video, I'm sure you have some questions and I'm here to answer them. In this video, we're going to be focusing on the different card types that exist in the game of Magic. There are two main card types to know about: permanent cards and non-permanent cards. Let's break down how something may be considered a permanent or a non-permanent before getting into specifics. Permanent cards are cards that enter the battlefield, and non-permanent cards do not enter the battlefield. This means that if you cast a card and it enters the battlefield and stays, it's a permanent card. On the other hand, if you cast a card for its ability and then it goes directly into your graveyard or exile, it is not a permanent card. Now, what types of cards are considered in both categories? Land cards, creatures, artifacts, enchantments, and planeswalkers are all permanents, while instant and sorcery cards are non-permanents. Let's break this down even further as to why they are each type. Land cards stay on the battlefield once placed to act as your mana, so they are permanently on the board unless destroyed by an opponent. Creatures in the same vein enter the battlefield to fight your opponent and only exit the battlefield if they are destroyed by an enchantment, instant or sorcery card, or destroyed in battle. Artifacts enter the battlefield and represent magical items, animated constructs, or abilities, and do not leave until they are sacrificed or destroyed by an opponent. Some artifacts do not phase out and can be used over and over, like an equipment that can be used even after the creature it was attached to dies. Enchantments enter the battlefield to represent persistent magical effects, normally staying on the battlefield indefinitely or until an opponent destroys it. Enchantment cards have triggerable abilities and abilities you may use mana to trigger. Planeswalker cards are a permanent that enter the battlefield until they are destroyed by your opponent or you use their full loyalty. Planeswalkers have abilities that either gain loyalty or lose loyalty counters. These abilities have a wide range of use, from destroying an opponent's creature to drawing cards and everything in between. On the other side, sorcery cards and instant cards are a one-time use. They take effect when played, and then their spell resolves, they are immediately put into the graveyard. The only difference between these two card types is when they can be played. Sorcery cards can only be played on your turn, meaning your main phase or your post-combat main phase, while instant cards can be played at any time, including your opponent's turn and while other spells or abilities are waiting to be resolved. Hopefully this gave you a little more insight as to what the different card types mean in Magic and help you plan out your next moves.